The word jihad in Arabic translates to struggle. In the context of Islam, it means the struggle against the non-Muslim world to further the reach of the ideology and establish dominance. The stated end goal of the jihad is universal submission to Islam. This is what the doctrine says to strive for. The jihad takes many forms. The most talked about is the jihad of the sword due to its prevalence in Islam's doctrine and its occurrence wherever Islam has rising influence. Other forms include by speech, writing and money. When our media, educators and politicians sell out in support of Islam, it has an even greater impact on our nation than the ensuing intimidation tactic of violent jihad. Emma Eros is a new politician marketing herself as a Muslim who opposes the burqa and other Islamic practices, but by denying they're Islamic and dismissing them as cultural. Every time a hard fact about Islam is brought up, she said, it's nothing to do with Islam.
You have countries like the Middle East that take away the women's rights, but that has nothing to do with Islam. So what I want to say to you,
why does it occur so often in Islamic countries?
You know why? Because it's been hijacked.
Why is it
you've got people that have hijacked it with extremism. You have some that hijacked it because they just want to be lazy, and you have typical men who want to take over the nation.
I could be murdered in 11 Muslim countries, which together comprise about 300 million people.
And you'll find that's not Islam.
For my sexuality.
And that's not Islam.
But that's okay. Well, it's fine for you to say that's not Islam, but you're discounting half your own faith.
No, no.
She recently stated Sharia law has no place here, but this is disingenuous for any Muslim to say. Sharia simply refers to the rules of Islam. It was more honest back when she said she picks and chooses from it.
Concerned,
but Sharia law is not compatible with the laws here, right? So would you prefer to
live
under Sharia here? Well, women's testimony being worth half of that of a man's under certain circumstances.
That's right, and then you'll find that Sharia law in many different parts of the Middle Eastern countries are very different. You have honour killing, you have...
Okay, well I gave a specific example. Do you believe in that?
No, I believe in the Sharia.
Do you think women should be able to drive?
No, of course they should drive. A woman is equal to a man. I believe in the 5 pillars.
Well, not in most Muslim countries.
Well,
I mean, anywhere Islam obtains, you find the routine persecution of homosexuals and oppression of women. I mean, you're lucky to live here, right?
By presenting a very limited and personalised understanding of Islam, she is deceiving Australians to be passive about its rising influence, thus assisting the jihad. Also complicit is her handler Mark Latham, who says the many people who showed rejection of Emma in Islam are far-right, conspiracy theorists, idiots and racists. He then says Emma is a reformer that supports a sensible, moderate Islam, but in the real world, Islam is a clear, permanent doctrine, not something you have sensible and nonsensible versions of. The notion of changing Islam is a complete fallacy. Another argument he makes is that the right needs to elect Muslims to parliament to match the left, that the party's ideas to preventing terrorism are more valid if a Muslim says them, when really a good idea should be judged by its obvious merits. The identity politics of parading an apologist Muslim has clearly lost more support than it has gained. Informed people can see that ignorance about Islam's true nature is not the path to stopping jihad terror. Support reason and evidence. Do not support the jihad.